Hey, Lady May and Jerry J here, coming in live from Abilene, Georgia, here in my living room. We're gonna go over a couple of things for our new subscribers. First, I just wanna say thank you all so much for subscribing to our channel and checking in on our YouTube journey. Jericho is obviously really excited about the upcoming trip because every time I get the gear out, he gets excited. Yeah, we're gonna go over your stuff, like your sleep mat, bud. So we're gonna review a few different things here as far as equipment goes and goes over just one portion of the big three. So for those of you that don't know, the big three is your backpack, your tent or your shelter, and your sleep system. Now, sleep system includes all the components that make up the sleep system. So your bag or quilt, your sleeping mat, your pillow, all those different types of things. So both Jericho and I have our own independent systems, and I'm gonna walk you through all of those today and kind of give you a quick demo as to what all the different pieces of our system look like. We've received so many questions so far, and this is one of the big ones. How are you going to be able to sleep? So, first things first, I have a Gossamer Gear 8-inch Thinlight, which is just a protective pad that will go down on the base of my tent floor. So this rolls out and just helps to kind of act as a barrier so that if any kind of sticks or twigs or rocks were poking up through the base of the tent, then I would have this as that additional barrier. It's called the 8-inch Thinlight because that's how, that's the thickness of it. And that thickness actually adds an R value of 0.5. So that in combination with my big Agnes Q-Core Deluxe gives me a total R value rating of 4.8, which is excellent. The big Agnes Q-Core Deluxe comes in right at 4.3, and that was a big deal for me. So I wanted to make sure that I had comfort and I wasn't getting cold from the ground seeping up into me. So let's go ahead and open this up and talk through a couple of things here. I've got the pump sack that came along with it, which I think as of right now, I will plan to bring along with me just as a backup. But this mechanism for blowing up the sleep mat itself was really time consuming. And I think after a long day of hiking, I would not want to manually do this. So that's what brings me to my next purchase, which is the Flex Tail Gear Tiny. This is a small pump system that works on a USB-C charger and has a apparatus set up to be able to adapt with the Q-Core and be able to pump by the click of a button and blow up my sleep mat that way. So this has been excellent, but in the event that I wasn't able to get to a charge, I think I would still want to have the pump sack as a fail-safe. It may end up in a hiker bin somewhere along the way. All right, so let's get to the Q-Core. I will roll this out, and the dark blue side goes down, light blue side up. I'm gonna center it over top of my Gossamer Gear Thinlight. And then take my Flex Tail Tiny and go to the top here and begin to inflate. All right, great. Jericho has a. While that's blowing up, I'm going to take you to the next part of my sleep system, which is from Outdoor Vitals. This is their TopQuilt 15 degree, and this weighs in right at 1 pound, 7 ounces. I opted to go with a quilt just because it seemed like it was a great way to have some weight savings. So this particular model shows that the foot box is closed in at the bottom so that my feet stay nice and warm. And then it clips around the mat so that I'm not wasting weight by adding extra material through this region. These are nice and stretchy, and there are extender clips that go along with to give you more room. It also has a nice snap system at the top here, so that when you're inside, you're able to snap it in around your head and neck to keep you warm. All right, so I will lay this down on top of my mat that is inflating. Next, take you to my Outdoor Vitals mummy liner. So this is actually designed to go along with a sleeping bag. However, my sleep is really important to me, and this acts like a sheet. It feels like a sheet, it acts like a sheet, and it will work just fine for the quilt. So this will go down inside the foot box of my quilt, and this will keep my dirty body on this and keep me from getting the filth that is on me from the day of hiking all over the inside of my down sleeping bag. So this is a great thing that when I go into town to do my laundry and launder what I need to, I can go ahead and wash this along with, and I'm not getting my actual down quilt dirty. Looks like we're done over here. We're wrapping up anyway. I'll just let this finish inflating real quickly. So far that goes through the three main pieces. My sleep mat itself, the sleeping bag, and the liner. I also have my pillows set up to go through with y'all. Okay, let's power that off. Lay my liner down just on top for now. And I'm gonna go into the next part of my setup, which for me is really important. I am a side sleeper, and so part of the reason why I chose the Big Agnes Q-Core Deluxe is because it was for side sleepers specifically. The other thing is, when I sleep on my side, I tend to tuck my pillow kind of in like this and sleep with my pillow in tight. So it's really important to me to have an actual pillow, not an inflatable one. So I went with the Thermarest. And I like how it tucks down inside to its own sack that's a part of the pillow. So this portion rolls out, and you kind of just work to fluff it up, which is great. And again, like I said, for me, I just need enough to be able to tuck it in on the side where I can side sleep. Now my concern with this is that the material is not waterproof at all. And sleeping with a wet pillow just sounds pretty much horrible. So if it was a night where I had a lot of condensation, or a night where maybe it touched up against the edge of my pillow while I was sleeping and I didn't realize, and some of it got wet, that would be not great. So I went on to Hyperlite Mountain Gear, and I found that they have a stuff sack specifically made for a pillow. So this is the size small Hyperlite pillow sack, and inside of it right now is everything that I will use to sleep in. So anything that has double function is great for me. This will, during the day, double as a waterproof place to store my clothing, because this sack is made of Dyneema. And then at night, it will be able to be turned inside out and used as a protective covering or a pillowcase for my Thermarest. And This is a size small, and this is a size small from Hyperlite, and they're perfectly compatible. So even though it's different brands, they work great together. I'm gonna open the contents of the stuff sack and show you what's in here. A couple of different things. Again, Outdoor Vitals, they made up a lot of my sleep equipment. So I have the Outdoor Vitals Balaclava and the Outdoor Vitals Loftec Booties. I'm gonna set those aside for now. And then I just have a really basic pair of Avalanche Ultra Soft top and bottom set to sleep in. Nothing expensive. Now this unit here is the Dyneema portion on the outside, and on the inside, one side is just Dyneema and the other side is fleece lined. So I'll go ahead and turn this inside out. And then take my pillow and pack the pillow down in. Okay. And there we go. So my pillow is protected, completely waterproof, surrounded with Dyneema, and then has a nice fleece side so that when I want to put my head on it, it's still nice and soft for me. This was absolutely an essential. So when I come here and I look at my entire system from top to bottom, I am a little bit on the heavy side. The total system comes right in at about 4 pounds, 7 ounces. The Big Agnes Q-Core Deluxe is 31 ounces, so just shy of 2 pounds. The Outdoor Vitals Quilt is 1 pound, 7 ounces. And then the Outdoor Vitals liner is 7 ounces. The Thermarest pillow is 7 ounces. And this Hyperlite is just over an ounce. 1.16, I believe, is what it weighs in at. So for me, sleeping is of the utmost, and I want to be comfortable while I'm sleeping. So I'm okay with when it comes to my big three, my pack, my tent, and my sleep system, having the sleep system be the dominant one of that group. Let's go through a little bit more closely what it is that I'll sleep in. So I have these fleecy style pants that can double as a extra layer if I needed to. I hope that's not the case. I really plan to just sleep in this set of clothing and not really use it as anything else, but if I had to, I could. So just the top and bottom, real basic, comes in around 10 ounces. Then these are gonna be for those cold nights when we first start off. So when we get into the Great Smoky Mountains, I anticipate it's still gonna be on the cold side, late winter, early spring, and I know that I'll be grateful that I had them at that point. So Outdoor Vitals makes a set of Loftec Booties. These come right in at 3.4 ounces for the size small. So these will go on my feet, which I will have to adjust to because I hate sleeping with anything on my feet, especially socks or just anything at all. So it will be an adjustment, but warm feet is always a good thing. So the booties down in the foot box, I'm sure my feet will be nice and toasty. Next is the Balaclava. Now, I was trying to decide if this is a piece that I actually wanted or not. I decided to go for it mostly because I went with a quilt option instead of a sleeping bag. So I don't have that traditional enclosure that comes around the back like you would on a mummy sleeping bag. This provides a little bit more diversity because I could use this at other times as well. I can use it while I'm sleeping to stay nice and warm, or if it's a really cold day, I can also put this on when I start moving. I'm sure I wouldn't need it for long, but I'll go ahead and demo it for you guys with my high pony here. And as you can see, there's a cinch that goes down and around my face so that if I need to, I can cover all the way down, you know, over my nose and just leave my eyes exposed. Loosen this back up. Or it can be adjusted for a full face opening. It drops down here in the back so it can be tucked in under my puffy, and comes down here in the front so it can be tucked in under puffy, a hoodie, or the sleeping bag itself. So I'm really pleased with the decision here to go with this piece of equipment. I think it'll serve functional for me. And anything that has that double purpose is always a good thing, especially when it comes to ultralight equipment. All right. That is pretty much everything for my sleep set. Let me move on real quickly and talk about JERICHO'S setup. So, as you saw in the beginning of the video, JERICHO uses a Nemo switchback. Now, this specific one has been cut to size for him, so it only uses about 6 panels. I could actually go one smaller if I wanted to for his size, because when he curls up in a ball, he really only fits on 4 or 5 of these panels. However, I wanted to keep it an even number so that I could fold it in half easily and it would double for me as a sit pad. So again, that double functionality is great. Now, as I go on, I wouldn't be surprised if I see myself trimming this down a little bit more, but we'll see how it goes. I wanted to at least start with, and if we need to take away, we can take away, but it's more difficult to add to. So this comes in just over 4 ounces for him, which is excellent. Now, he has his own custom sleeping bag, and this is from a relatively new company. A woman and her dog started it up because they wanted ultralight dog gear. So I'm super excited to support small businesses in the ultralight community, especially ones that are pet friendly, because I've had some challenges finding ultralight equipment for JERICHO, but I was really excited when I stumbled upon this. It was still, I think, in the prototype phase when I initially placed my order, and it took several months to get here, but once it did, we're really pleased with the overall outcome of the product. The only negative that I would say about this is that the stuff sack that was included with the sleeping bag itself is way too large. It has a nice handle with Whyld River, the company logo, on the end here, but the sleeping bag is excellent. It's highly compressible, and when I go to pack it in the stuff sack, it really only fits in the bottom 1/4 of this entire sack. So I feel like to maximize weight and space, we could have done without a lot of extra material because it is so packable. So I'm talking about the stuff sack being a negative, but the positive is that this particular sleeping bag is very, very packable. We went with the size medium because that's what was recommended on her website. However, if I would have ordered again, I probably would have gone with a small because JERICHO is about 58 pounds, and he can fit in this if we even lost about 1/3 of it. So I decided to stick with it anyway and not return it because I wanted that extra space. He's still getting used to sleeping in the sleeping bag, and he likes to be nice and cozy in there, but I think initially getting in, he does feel a little claustrophobic. So the extra space for right now while he's adjusting has been a good thing. This weighs in just over 8 ounces. So his entire sleep system between his mat and his sleeping bag is under 1 pound. So I'm pleased with that. For us to have, you know, his sleep set and my sleep set come in under 6 pounds, I think is excellent. All right, well, that pretty much goes through everything on our video today. I wanted to thank you so much again for tuning in. If you have not done it yet, go ahead and click the like button down below. Next to it, click subscribe and hit the bell button for notifications to be sent to you so that you know when I post a new video. Again, Lady May and Jerry J signing off.